Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes Report for the past 24 hours, 20th of September. And so the 19th of September Frontline Changes Report, of course, already published, and earlier I already before this video I also published the conclusions, so do check it out. I will put the link in the comments below. I will pin it. So there is not a lot of frontline changes, but almost each frontline changes is very significant. We have frontline changes over in Vasiloe, Darino, Taike in the Kupiansk front, Kharkiv front, Kaislivka, Kupiansk front, Makiivka. There's more updates from Makiivka, HRODIVKA over the Pokrov front, and Ukraine's also Pokrov front and Prishestivka. So this and the number of these are very, very huge changes. So we jump back to the Kursk front first. The Ukrainian Kursk counter offensive have some new geolocated locations. So this footage is not so long ago. This is actually not so new. It was dated 15 September. And this is the furthest extent. It was geolocated to be actually all the way here on the eastern part of Vasiloe. And so this is interesting because no one actually geolocated this much earlier. So anyway, the Ukrainians do try to attack into the flanks, the eastern flank of Vasiloe. Whether they are still there right now, I can't be sure. So we will continue to monitor. Anyway, this is geolocation just simply shows that they have captured as far as that place. But Russian forces is still at Vasiloe and Pokovka. So at least the settlements is still under Russian control. Whether the Ukrainians manage to break through the countryside remains to be seen. So this comes right after I mentioned in the conclusions that it's a stalemate. And then immediately, the information just shows that it's not. So over in the western flank, at the Russian counteroffensive managed to have some progress after some days of maybe 2-3 days of lack of seeming advancement. This is based on the Russian claims. This is not like captured yet. This Russian claims that the Russian forces have entered into Uspanovka, which is kind of weird because the Russian Defense Ministry claimed that they have captured it. And based on their mapping, they also show that the Russian forces have entered into Darino, as well as going around the northern flank of the Nikolaevo Darino. So the total grounds is 10 square kilometers. So don't underestimate this square, like this polygon. It doesn't look very big at this zoom, and even with the farmland, because the farmland are all very huge, the distance is around 3 kilometers deep. So which means that this is unlikely to be a one-day capture. Which means that for the past few days, where there doesn't seem to be a lot of movement, it seems. Actually they are already moving, but it's covered in fog of war. We do not know what the hell is happening. So if I zoom in a bit, it doesn't look like a lot, right? It's just a few farmlands, just a few tree lines. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a huge expanse of ground. So from top to bottom is around 4 kilometers. And of course the depth is around 3 kilometers. So it's a huge amount of ground that was covered. So this is the current situation, and as you can see, the lack of details in this polygon suggests it's 1 line, 2 line, 3, 4, just 4 lines. Suggests that the situation here is extremely unclear. They are still this is just a very rough idea of where the Russian forces right now. So this is a claim, this is not capture. So just important thing to note. And there is more frontline changes. This time around, we're going to jump all the way to the Kharkiv front. So over at the Kharkiv front, in the Voschansk-Taike region, this is where the Russians seemingly have restarted some kind of actions, in this area here. with Russian forces attacking Taipei and Voschansk. And particularly over at the Taipei region, we have frontline changes. The Russian forces have been geolocated at the entrance of Taipei, and this invalidated part of the Ukrainian claims. So this means that the Russians is moving in, perhaps, or they have always been there. So this is interesting that we're going to have some movement around here. I'm not sure if this is actually a very deliberate. Like, you know, are they going to is this a major offensive? Are they going to try to do something? Because the Russians always like to, you know, flirt with us. You know, they like to flirt and, you know, make it seems like they're going to do something very big, but end up they never do anything. So that seems to be the case. So then we jump all the way to Khyslivka over at the Kupiansk front. So this is Kupiansk, and this at Khyslivka, the Russian forces have been geolocated in a new location. For the first time in a long time at this side of the front line, Russian forces have secured the western part of Khyslivka. So the Russian forces have taken the forest, the very ugly forest around here in the Gali region, and they are now just off the highway. The closest point is around 600 meters. So most likely they are already having a fire control over the highway at this moment, because this is confirmed control. This probably almost confirmed controlled, and the Russian tanks and armored vehicles could easily drive out and attack. Ukrainians have this major entrenchment around here. This is probably on the map. Yes, it's on the map. So this is going to be the next target if the Russians decide to push. So let's see how this develop on this area here. The next frontline change is over at Makiivka. So in the past 2 days, you'll probably hear me talk a lot of Makiivka already. So we have new updates. So after the geolocation yesterday that confirms that the Russians have made this advance around this area, the Russian mapping, the pro-Russian sources have now updated the map below. And so first, this area, this polygon is actually just also the latest. This by the Ukrainian mapping. So this is a confirmed capture. This area here is confirmed that the Russians have controlled this area here. And then this area, this is the Russian claim. So based on Russian mapping, they have claimed that the captured area is much bigger than drawn by the Ukrainian side. So you can take your pick which reality you prefer. It does not matter. If you pick the wrong one, don't worry. You don't need to pay a fine, because nothing you say on the internet matters to the real front line. No, it's important to note. We are just bystanders. Whatever we say, we think, and then we type on the internet, it doesn't change anything on the battlefield. So, you know, so just, yeah, don't give yourself too much credit. I'm so evil. Okay, so sorry for the emotional damage. I bet you never expected yourself to be so useless. So anyway, so in general, if you believe that all the information, then the Russian forces have basically captured the entire southern part of Makiivka. So this is actually rather significant, because this would mean that the Russian forces just left a little bit left to full capture of Makiivka, which is actually this northern tip of the village. And it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult, because the Ukrainians could be at this at the forest defending this northern part. So let's see how this could continue to develop in this area here. The fall of Makiivka, of course, going to have a lot of strategic consequences. I did mention already in the conclusions, so let's not repeat myself. So we're going to jump all the way to the Pokrov front. At the Pokrov front, we have updates over in the HRODIVKA. So the Ukrainian mapping at HRODIVKA have shown that the Russians have made huge advance around this area. This is by Deep State UA, and interestingly, they say that the enemy advanced near Mykolaiivka, but they don't want to talk about HRODIVKA, because most of this is actually around HRODIVKA. So it's I thought that this is interesting. Maybe, you know, they say Mykolaiivka, you know, people are like, what the hell, you know, because there's so many Mykolaiivka in Ukraine. So the Russian forces have basically taken all of the eastern part of HRODIVKA, and they have also arrived on the north and the northwest, northeast, and east of Krasnaya. And the Ukrainians also disclaim the entire southwestern part of HRODIVKA, where they claim that they were there. So now the Russian forces have made huge advance in this area here, in the east west of HRODIVKA. This is a massive update, because now the Ukrainians is going to face a serious problem now, because they can be pincered from between the two HRODIVKAs, the old HRODIVKA and the new HRODIVKA, Novo HRODIVKA. So this is pretty significant. Which means that Ukrainians are not going to be able to hold Krasnaya or Krytia. I think they're going to have to give it up very soon. And then the battle is going to jump next to Minograd, and which is over here. So this is Minograd. So this is going to be the next front line very soon. And it makes me wonder, is HRODIVKA captured or not? Is this considered captured? Like, there's only one house, like, or two houses. There's another house over here, a few houses, okay? So maybe it's just these few houses, then we can say that the Russians have captured HRODIVKA. I don't know. Should we give it to the HRODIVKA as a capture by the Russians? So you hear me say first, HRODIVKA is captured, but I don't dare to put the flag, because I don't want to commit. But yeah, essentially HRODIVKA is gone. It's captured by the Russian forces. And so if there is this advance in the near future, then yeah, we can definitely confirm 100% HRODIVKA is captured. But as far as I can tell, it's as captured as it gets. So that's the situation over there. And you can see the situation is like the Russians have actually secured to the point of the Zuravka river. The Ukrainians are defending themselves along the river here. So the Russians, of course, could continue to attack Mykolaiivka and then, of course, head down. But there's a lot of entrenchments around here. And the thing about the entrenchments is that it looks very spectacular from the map. But in reality, the Russians have been going past all these heavy entrenchments like nobody's business. So I'm not sure how accurate is all this mapping, because this entrenchment mapping is not by me. Another issue is that the Russians may have weaponry to defeat all these entrenches today that they don't have 2 years ago. So I think things will change. So let's see how fast that the Russians take this part of Mykolaiivka, because this will give us some kind of sense. Like these 3 heavy entrenchments, let's see, let's use this as a benchmark, and to see how it goes. And finally, I just want to say, as we end, that's the Frontline Changes Report. I have a great example to show how serious how it looks like. So yesterday I posted the conclusions. It's around the viewership is actually a lot lower. It's super low as compared to the trends in recent days. And it's a good time, just nice to show you that military summary posted within an hour right after DPA. I mean, it's not his fault, I was late, and because he already stick a timing that it's around 3 a.m. I posted around 2 a.m. Singapore time, and yeah, there's no running away. And I think 2:30 a.m. So I was immediately the video viewership tanks, and I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining that this is a reality in on YouTube. This is how YouTube decide how to push a channel's video. So if there's a massive competitor like Military Summary, which shares basically all of my subscribers, then it's a direct competition. And when they post, and as a channel that is three times bigger than the DPA's main channel, which is this channel, they're 3 times bigger. So they will get at least 3 times more push from YouTube. They have 3 times more airtime. And so when I complain about this kind of viewership issues, sometimes it's this kind of thing. It's competition. And if you saw the viewership is low, do just help DPA to just share it, because the reality is that it's not people don't want to watch it, but they were totally not recommended it by YouTube. They're not going to see it at all, because it's going to be dominated by other channels. For example, I have been on Daniel Davis. Daniel Davis, do extremely crazy amount of work, and they also just publish immediately, like 1 hour, like just right after as well, and so then before that too as well. So at that very time slot, going in is die. It's like crinky. I post this video. It's like I do a crinky, and but this is why just have to share, because your fellow DPA army mates may not actually see the video at all. That's just how it works. So this is just YouTube, and this is what it is. So anyway, just want to share a little bit, because it's a bit hard to explain. So just nice. Yesterday I posted just right before military summary, and so yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, no hostility. Like we are just. I mean, I know Dima as well, personally. But it's just that this is just how YouTube works. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just help to share, press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update. And also I will be continuing this mapping. I haven't finished the mapping yet for all of 20th of September, because I only map everything that will cause frontline changes. So I will be adding in the defense ministry reports from 2 sides. Then I will pre-record the SITREP, or I will record the SITREP. Then I put it on the war channel, and then I will be going for F1. So I will be watching Singapore Grand Prix. So yeah. So which is why it will be pre-record. Anyway, again, press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Have a great weekend.